Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel for the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. That's me, stand-up comedian and BB superfan, here to break all the things down with a comedic twist from the live feed spoilers. Remember, everything I say is true except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Also, I'm very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to have the same opinion. You are welcome to sound off in the live chat or the comment section, and we can respectfully just agree to disagree, you guys. So happy Sunday.
What's POV?
What is POV? Let's start the show the only way we know how. Welcome to the Big Brother Breakdown with Joleen. Welcome to the BB Breakdown with Joleen. That's me. Thank you so much. Hit that like. If you don't hit that like, it's very inappropriate.
It's inappropriate.
Let's see if we can get to 900 likes. You guys have been killing it. Thank you, Ansa. Shut up, everyone. Time for the news. Time for the news. Oh, Savannah, your daughter's singing my theme song. Oh, tell her thank you. Thank you, you little sweetie. Wipe the CD. I appreciate that. Spoiler alert, smash that like, subscribe as we make our way to 50K. And if you want to support the channel further, you know the drill. You can join the YouTube membership, the Patreon, send a super chat, hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, whatever you choose. You don't have to, but if you want to, it is there for you. Okay. Thank you for understanding. Yesterday, I was not feeling well. Okay. Today, I'm starting to feel better. So hopefully, I don't fall back into like, I feel like garbage. So I know I was supposed to have a live. I kept moving it because I really wanted to go live and talk to you guys. But unfortunately, I literally needed to sleep all day long. So that's that about that. Let's move on. But thank you for being understanding. That was my point. Okay. So let's talk. We have, obviously, if maybe not obviously, if you haven't watched my previous spoiler video, we have a new HOH, which is Ava, which is very exciting. I was very thrilled to hear that. We're going to see that in tonight's episode, which is like the knockout question episode. Apparently, no one was really picking Ava. So by the end, I think they said it was down to Ava and Will, but we'll see that tonight. So Ava immediately became like a boss with her noms. I was so proud of her, watching her in the HOH, watching her kind of justify to other people by basically saying, this is what I'm putting up. Not really asking permission, not crying boohoo tears about it, just doing the damn thing. And then coming up with like a boss babe speech to go along with it. All right. She named Vinny the Lip Panera or whatever his last name is. She forgot his last name during her nomination speech. And so she was like, oh yeah, but she had been practicing it. And she calls him the Lip because he's a yapper. He's a talker. He's going around the house. He didn't really like that. He's like, do you call me the Lip because of my mustache? She's like, or because I talk to everyone. It's like, because you talk. Because you're a talker. That's why I call you. She's like, think of it like a mafia boss. You're like a mafia boss. I think it's perfect. Vinny the Lip. Vinny the Lip Panera Bread. That's what we're going to call him over here. Vinny the Lip Panera Bread, 35, unemployed. That's what we're going to call him over here because we have some fun. And she told, I guess she told the house guest that his hands are in so many pots, he might as well be a planter. All right. And then she nominated Zach. So she nominated Vinny, Zach, and Keanu. And for Zach's, I think she told him like, you know, you may be able to, your flirting works on a lot of the ladies in this house, but you got to do better because it ain't working on me, babe. All right. She turned into like an old lady from Long Island, which Ava does at times. And it's wonderful. And she's like, it's not working on me, babe. When she was practicing it on the live feed, she was going to say something about him shaking in his boots when she won HOH, because she was paid a lot of attention to that. And she always said, since the beginning of the game, she was going to look at who wasn't the happiest for her when she won HOH, who looked worried. And that's most likely who she was going to target, because that proves that they're not really working with her and they would probably put her up. Okay. So she was going to mention something about don't shake too much. Your nipples might fall off. And I was like, I hope she said that. Now we'll see tonight if they'd even air that. But fantastic. Vinny the Lip, Zach's nipples. I mean, yeah, Zach is shirtless all the time. Zach's game is flirting. Like that's his social game, is he flirts. He's using his good looks and alleged charm to, you know, get people into working with him, not finding him as big of a threat as he is. But Auntie Jolene, I say count the abs. Okay. The more abs, the sooner they got to go. You got to go. Okay. And then Keanu, I think her reasoning for Keanu was, you're the only person I've ever gotten yelled at in the house. And that was during that, I think you have a prompt. Don't you have a prompt? And she was like, don't talk to me like that. You want the Long Island to come out in me? Are you crazy? Do you want some of this? So ultimately, when she was talking, Ava was saying that she would like Vinny as her target. Now, since then, there's been a lot of scrambling, gambling, things going on. Vinny he's crashing out. This dude got such crybaby vibes. Vinny is ridiculous. Let's talk about it. So Vinny is really, somebody posted, and I took a screenshot of it, and made Vinny into Eeyore, and I couldn't say it better. I couldn't have made a better little meme about the Vinster. I saw it on Twitter. And it's because he's someone who's had so much power in this house, so much agency. He's been involved in everyone's HOH. He's never been targeted. This is the first time in week 5 that he's being targeted. But you would think he has had just such an uphill battle. You would think, he has just had it the worst out of anybody in the house. And it is very hilarious and very annoying because he's such a whiner. Okay, I can't find the Eeyore thing right now, but eventually I'll find it and I'll show you. Let me pull up a picture here. So he's going around the house like, woe is me. He's been, even before nominations, like we talked about previously, he was giving his sob story to everyone. Oh, I have social anxiety. Who doesn't, bro? It's 2025. Like, we went through a whole panicukin where we were afraid to touch each other, breathe by each other. We all have social anxiety. Like, hello, okay, cool. But also, you're one of the most social people. You've had the most agency and power in the house. You're aligned with literally everyone. He's going around being like, but he's also the guy that is 35 years old and thinking he's getting bullied because people don't agree with his game. Rachel bullied me because she said my HOH was bad. That's not bullying. That's called an opinion, sir. If someone gets on here and goes, Jolene, you're not funny, I'm not being bullied. They subjectively don't think I'm funny, and they're subjectively wrong. Okay, no, they're but for real, calm it down, sir. So he's boohoo crybabying, and now he's gotten to that point where the problem with Vinny is he wants to pretend like, oh, I've always struggled. And I guess it could be insecurities and things like that. But he's really just mad. He's pouting because he didn't get his way. That's how I see it. And he's gotten to the point where now he's deciding who deserves it and who doesn't. So he's really mad that Ava put him up because he's like, she sleeps for 16 hours a day. God, she doesn't deserve it. I've applied for 10 years. Well, maybe in those 10 years, you should have been looking for a job instead of just applying to Big Brother. Okay. Maybe you put all your eggs into the Big Brother basket and you could have gotten a job so you could move out of your parents' basement. I don't know. These are just ideas. We're just spitballing. We're trying to help you, Vinny the Lip. And so he's basically going down the line of people that he thinks he deserves it more, you guys. And I hate these kind of players. These players who are like, she doesn't deserve it. I deserve it. Nobody deserves it. There is no deserve. It's the same thing when people are like, well, she's rich or she's poor. It doesn't matter. Play the game. Okay. Now, do I prefer to have people who might need the money? I mean, I don't need this to be damn Squid Games over here. But yeah, it might be a little better when people need the money more than if they're like, I already have 1 million followers on social media and I make so much money. So I don't really need that. Okay, but there's just because someone has money, doesn't have money, wants to be on it, doesn't want to be, no one is more, and you don't get to decide who's more deserving. Thank you, Arno Stu, for the first super chat saying, good afternoon, Lean Team. Glad you're feeling better, Jolene. Thank you, Arno Stu 1. I appreciate that so much. David's here. Thank you, David. David said, welcome back. Thanks for all the laughs. Thank you. And thank you for being a member. I really appreciate that. You have been a member now for 4 months. Thank you so much. I am not worthy. Yeah, Vinny's pronouns are unemployed. Killian. He's just being such a crybaby. Ashley doesn't deserve to be, no one deserves to be here but Vinny. Vinny's like, I wanted to prove that I could do this. Yeah, everybody wants to prove that. Like, what are you even talking about? What are you doing? What is going on here? What's happening, sir? I don't like it. It's so annoying and so easy to make fun of. Because, sir, you sound ridiculous. I want to prove to my parents that I can have gainful employment. Okay? I want to prove to my parents that I can do something because they don't believe in my juggling. Oh my gosh. Vinny. So Vinny is, upset about this and going around the house. Zach's also been crybaby boo-hooing, which I don't understand because he has power. So that comes into play. So for those of you who might have forgotten, for a minute, I forgot because it's never talked about. When Zach won in the first episode, when he found Julie Chen, remember? And she was like, and then he started being like Fortnite. I think he was like doing like Fortnite stances. And we're like, ooh, that's cringe. That's cringe, Zach. He won $10,000, but also that $10,000 could be used at a later date for his safety, where he would. So here's how his power works. He would go to the HOH and say, this is basically a veto for me. This $10,000 I won is now your $10,000, and I get myself off the block. Now, I was wondering, watching the feeds since, Friday, when the hell does he make this decision? Because I am ready for the house to move on and figure this out. And apparently he does it at the veto ceremony. So if the veto is not used on him, he can pull this out. Since he hasn't really talked about this, I haven't seen him talk about this with anybody else. So I think it's still a secret. I think he's kept this a pretty good secret. I assume he's going to use it because that would be stupid because he did not win the veto. The veto competition was yesterday and Catherine won the veto. Do you guys remember who Catherine is? The one that Riley guy is stalking? Yeah, Catherine.
Okay.
It was like one of those prize competitions where ultimately by the end, I forget what they're called, where once you get to the end, you get like the punishments, but there's prizes as well, and then the veto, and you can kind of with each round decide. You guys know what I'm talking about. I forget what the name exactly is of those kind. Is that the knockout, or was the knockout for POV? I thought the knockout was HOH. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. So Vinny boohooing, Zach boohooing, and wondering, if Zach's going to use his power. I mean, it'd be pretty stupid if Zach did not use the power because, hello. However, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if somehow they still voted to keep this guy. Okay. Knockout was HOH. Thank you, Savannah. Like a luxury comp sort of thing. Yeah. Exactly. So POV won by Catherine. So none of the nominees won the POV. Keanu didn't win. This is the first POV I think he hasn't won. Vinny didn't win. And Zach didn't win. But again, Zach has this power. I assume he's going to use it. He hasn't said anything, but I assume he's going to. Now, I think there might be part of him that is like, well, maybe I can get someone to use the veto on me, being Catherine, and then I don't have to. I mean, that's the angle I would be working. And he has had, conversations. I mean, I haven't seen him gaming too much regarding that. But Mary says he's also dogging on Ava, stating she didn't deserve HOH. Yes. Because they're saying Ava she just stood there. No one picked her. Well, maybe that just goes to show how good Ava's social game is, or how much Ava has made you believe that she's not a threat. And guess what? Now she's a threat, and she puts you up. Savannah says, I'm hoping Zach gets too comfortable and cocky and doesn't use it and then goes home. That would be amazing. Yes. Arno, the POV was like a Yankee swap, like the gift swap, or like the elephant swap. Yes. Okay. So in this POV competition, there obviously was punishments. One of the punishments was that Vince has to wear a costume. Of course, we got our costumes. He's an egg. I don't know if he's like mystery. He's Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. And so he's in this egg detective outfit, which I really hope Vince is evicted in this costume. If he wants to talk about what people deserve, it's what he deserves. It's what he deserves after all the crybaby boo-hooing and saying he deserves to be there more than other people, which is so ridiculous. Liz, thank you for the super chat. Liz is just saying hi, love and miss y'all. Don't worry, Liz, I'll be back very soon with a Bravo, no offense, all offense, live. We got to talk about the Valley, but thank you so much. So he's like he's an egg detective. The egg detective, egg tech. Okay. De-egg tech, whatever. That's what he is. Ay. Zach also had a punishment, and Zach's punishment, I don't think they've shown it on the feeds. Zach was also, his punishment was something outside, maybe being slimed, gooed, something that we were not shown. And Rachel actually was tethered to him, I believe, for 8 to 12 hours. I think they're now soon to be, if they're not already, free of each other. And Zach had to, I think he had some stuff in his nose. And I saw on the feeds that Morgan was talking to him while he showered this morning after finishing whatever he had to do outside, which we'll see in an episode, or BB Unlocked, I assume. And Morgan was like, oh, let me get you some Q-tips. And then he's cleaning his ears. Oh, let me get you some Kleenex, which was really toilet paper, because for some reason they don't have Kleenex. And so he's blowing stuff out of his nose, and she was raw dogging it with her hand. Both things, throwing them away like his damn mom. And then she didn't wash her hands. I noticed that, and it really bothered me, because she was like, oh, I want this. It's part of Zach. Morgan is exactly what I feared Morgan would be. I hoped for the best, and we're getting this Morgan that Zach has clouded her game, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing at this point. The things she says to him, the way she acts around him, how she doesn't see what's right in front of her, that he would pick Lauren over her in a heartbeat. Even when talking to other people, she's like, yeah, I just don't know. Like, if it's like his pick between me and Lauren, like, who would he pick? Girl, he's picking Lauren. He's asking Lauren on dates. They've already planned like their first date, or Zach has at least. And you're raw dogging his snot. It's not working. It's real bad. It's really bad. Morgan, you would think Morgan's on the block. She's about to be. Okay, we'll get there. She's about to be, I think. But you would think she was, going herself. It's like these people who were in such good positions of power, being Zach, Vince, and Morgan, are really freaking out. And then you start to see kind of their true colors. And Morgan's going around the house like, how come nobody's even asking if I'm okay? Like, two of my really good friends are on the block. She was boo-hooing to Will about it. She's booing, and I love Will's just like, yeah, she's talked to me about it again. People are just checking on me. It's like two of my best friends. And she says to Mickey, and I'm like, Mickey, are we gonna wake up? But Mickey's just as bad. The Delulu. These are the two women I was like, heck yeah. They're gonna kill it. But they're killing me. They're killing me. I had the most hopes for Morgan and Mickey, and they're killing me. But preseason, I did say, when Morgan mentioned wanting a showmance, I was like, remember, I said we're in our 40s. We got to chase game, not Deke. Okay? We're in our 30s. Did I say 40s? Well, they're in their 30s. You got to choose game, not Deke. All right? This isn't Love Island, and we're not in our 20s. Let's get the money. And then first you get the money, then you get the deek. Do. Auntie Jolene's rules. Okay. Ronald, thank you so much for the super chat. Ronald says watching them wearing a costume is annoying and seeing the punishments is annoying. I hate that part of Big Brother. Ronald's like, yeah, Ronald is not here for the nonsense. Ronald's like, I am not Ronald McDonald. Get to the game. I think they always think they're going to make this into funny segments. And like, I can't remember the last time I laughed. The only time I laugh is when they are evicted wearing those costumes, but the costumes get old really quickly. But Rachel being tethered to Zach was something I guess she volunteered for, and she wanted to have this time so she could really talk to him, get in his head, and I think it might have worked. Because Zach came out of this with like a different opinion of Rachel. And so the Rachel's mist is working. Meanwhile, this guy is just so mad at Rachel. He's like, I want to be your friend, but he's terrified of her. This is all Rachel's fault. Ah! Oh my goodness. Like, calm down, sir. I need you to calm down. I need you to pop on a new beanie, something so fresh and so clean. Feel better? All right. Let's look at some of my notes here. So right now, most likely Zach will use his power, I assume. And I'm sure Ava is going to be like, yeah, I'll take it because Ava won $5,000 in the POV. Catherine actually chose. She had a chance to like steal someone's prize and she chose power veto, which made me be like, okay, Catherine. And it doesn't look like Catherine is going to be using that POV. I feel like her and Ava have had some good talks, as good as you can have, I guess, with the dynamic of the house. And I think she realizes it's in her best interest probably not to use it, because maybe there's a chance then Riley could be put up as a replacement nom, which would be hilarious, but I don't think it'll happen. So I don't think she's going to use the power of veto. I know that today this guy is planning on trying to get her to use it on him. So he's probably going to try to boohoo crybaby his way, but she's an Aquarius. And if you've seen Ava talking with Riley, as Riley gets emotional, she's like, it's not going to work. That stuff does not work on us. We read through that shit. We're like, if anything, people are like, we're like, no, we're not going to feel. People want us to feel more. We have to like really care about you. But if this guy comes up to me crying, I'm going to go, oh, yeah, that's too bad. That's a bummer. So I don't think Catherine will be swayed that way. The only thing that could sway her is maybe Riley. Well, who knows, you guys. But so far, it looks like she's not going to. Now, Zach did something in the power of veto where he won a trip to London, but I guess he gave it to Will. So the players in the power of veto were the ones nominated, which is Keanu, Vince, Zach, the HOH, Ava, and then the two picked were Catherine and Will. Now, Catherine takes the POV. Will gets a trip to London, and he's going to take his wife too. So Julie Chen, don't try to lemon drop your way to his London trip, okay? Don't you be breaking up that marriage, Julie Chen. And this scared me though, because Will was like, oh, now I'll never put him up. Me and my chocolate drop, we are going to London. It's going to be a great trip. This is great. He gave that to me. He didn't have to. What a good human. Now I can never vote him out. And I'm like, oh, geez, Will. Now, Ashley did talk a little sense into him on the feeds. She was like, yeah, that was really nice. But that was like game, right? He's like, oh, yeah, total strategy. Totally. But he's still not going to vote for him. But then Ashley and Mickey both were like, but remember, Vince and Zach were 2 minutes away, 15 seconds away from flipping and voting you out against Adrian. So just remember that what I would tell Will is think of it as Zach's guilty conscience. He was going to flip on you. He had total plans to flip on you. Thanks be to Ava for getting him back down to earth, and total plans to flip on you. And then you would be gone. So this is almost like his payback. This is his penance. This is him feeling bad. That's how I would say it. They did say, hey, he was going to flip on you. Like, okay, come on. Come on now. I don't remember what Vince's sign is. I do have a chart with all of their signs, but I don't remember. I don't think he's a Virgo. He doesn't strike me as a Virgo, but maybe. Riley's also an Aquarius, which is shocking. But I think men and women Aquariuses are a little different. And I think he's a January Aquarius, which is different than a February Aquarius. And Riley, we don't claim him on the Aquarius side because he was born like 20 days late or something. He was supposed to be a Capricorn, which he doesn't strike me as a Capricorn either. But again, it is your moon and Uranus and all that stuff. So I would need a birth chart on him, and I wouldn't be able to read it. I'd have to have one of my friends read that. Yeah, he doesn't strike me as Virgo-y, but let me look real quick, you guys, because I am curious. What, in fact, thank you, Danny, for sending this to me. Okay, Vince, he's Aries. Yeah. And I'm saying this with all the love because my husband's an Aries, but yeah. Mickey's an Aries too. Yeah. And all the love to Aries, because Aquarius and Aries, we do mesh well, but there are points where you're like, that makes sense. Yeah. The only Virgos are Morgan and Lauren. Amy Pisces. Oh, that explains all the emotion for sure. Will and Ava Gemini. I could see that. So, and Aries has really? Do they have the stats on that? Is there an astrology chart that tells you for BB? That's interesting. Yeah, I know a lot of Virgos, and he does not strike me as Virgo. So but the Aries, that makes sense. Aries think they're the boss. You know, Leo is like the boss, but Aries think they're the boss. Aries try to tell you what to do, and they don't always have the best ideas. So you have to like guide them. Like, that's not a good idea. But I'm an Aquarius, so our ideas are like off in another world that people don't quite understand, but they're perfect ideas. Basically, what's Keanu? Keanu is a Taurus. That makes sense. I have so many friends who are Taurus. Keanu and Zay are Taurus. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yep. Amy says, I'm a Pisces with the Aries cusp. I think I said that right. I don't know. I just pretend I know. I don't know enough about all of that, but I'd love to learn about it. I definitely got to see if my friend Sarah, Nerdtainment, she'll come over and talk about this because she used to talk Big Brother. The Leos are actually Kelly and Adrian. So, yeah. Samantha says Taurus here makes sense. My best friend since I was little is a Taurus. So I love a Taurus. I can't not love. I mean, I do get along with a Taurus. So, yeah, and I love Savannah. So, I mean, obviously Tauruses are great, but there are certain parts of Keanu I'm like, okay, that explains. There's no Scorpios. No, but my mom's a Scorpio and I have a Scorpio moon or some shiz. So I understand how the Scorpios work. But yeah, and then the Sagittarius are Ashley and Zach. And Jimmy was a Libra. He was the only Libra. So yeah, that's where we're at. There's no Cancers. No Cancers. Yeah, my little niece is a Cancer. Very empathetic, very tuned into the emotions, for sure. So, okay. Yeah, I think Sarah, Sarah stopped covering it, but I wonder if she would talk to me about the astrology. If not, I could ask Chantel too. She's fantastic and knows about it. The Capricorns on the cast, Leslie, are... No, there's not a Capricorn. And you know, one of the greatest Big Brother players and legends of all time, Janelle. She's a Capricorn. And that makes a lot of sense. Janelle is a Capricorning. If you've known and loved a Capricorn, she's Capricorning. Yeah, my little niecey has like, her heart like breaks for like people and things. And just the Cancers, they carry a lot. So yeah, the zodiac breakdown with Joleen, kind of understanding. I only know what I know through my friends and Instagram. So that's that about that. All right. So we have Ava with the $5,000 prize she won with at the POV. So if Zach uses his power, she's got 15K, which is great for her. Not the best for her HOH to have such a big target, be able to take himself off, but that's why she put up technically 3 big targets. And then Will gets this trip to London given to him from Zach. Zach trying to play that social game like Will deserves it. And his alliance members having to remind him that these guys, Zach like was trying to flip the vote on you. So maybe this is his guilty conscience. And then Keanu has a punishment. I thought I had a screenshot of it, but he's basically a butler with a big butt. He's a big butt butler. He's like booty, 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 rocking everywhere. Like he has to make pigs in a blanket. And has to say, hello, sir, dear sir and ma'am. Hello, would you like some pigs in a blanket? Which like rolled up little wieners in a croissant. And he made some this morning for Ava, and she was like, no, thank you. So I imagine he doesn't have to do that for too much longer, but the pictures of him are pretty funny. I'm trying to find a picture of him I can share with you guys on the Twitter. Because he literally, his butt, and he has a tray. I think the tray is on his butt. He went and got that Brazilian butt job. That's what it looks like. Okay, is this? Let me see. Okay. Let me share this one. Let me share this one with you guys so you can see what it looks like. Otherwise, you gotta wait. You gotta wait till Wednesday. Lame. Okay, let me pull this over here, and we can take a look at Keanu. All right, hit that like if you haven't already. You guys, have we hit 100 likes yet? Hopefully. 553 watching. Can we hit 553 likes? It's an easy way to support the channel, and I appreciate it. All right. So they did this with the little green screen of John Travolta in Pulp Fiction, but there's Keanu and his, as you can see, the back of him. That's a booty, and that's his tray on his booty. There he is. He doesn't remember what he's looking for. That's what Keanu's punishment is. You got the BBL. Yes, 224. Keep hitting that like. The tray on the booty. On the booty, 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 boo. Speaking of like older songs, Ashley, Will and Mickey had an interesting conversation on the feeds yesterday talking about age and with Rachel, and they said how, the older house guests, like Rachel seems to be very, very versatile. She can play with the kids, but also at times acts her age. They thought Amy had like an old soul, like she didn't really, with her references and things. Ashley's like, I loved her. She's such my friend, but her and Will, they've decided, were more their age, if that makes sense. And Ashley's like, I don't think it'd be hard to keep up. And Will's like, it's freaking hard to keep up with you young kids, which is what I've talked about from day one. They need more older players. We talked about this with Angela last season, Angela Murray, when she was on. If you haven't checked that out, we did 3.5 hours talking about everything, Big Brother life, all the things. And that it's harder to get older people because they have a lot to walk away from in their life or to take a break from. So it's easier to get these like 22, 23, 24-year-olds whose lives are kind of just starting, and they can easily just like put their stuff in storage and call it a day. But when you're older, you're like got a house and a family and all the shit, and responsibilities, and you can't walk away from a career that you might have had for a long time for a couple months to play on a game show. So Will, expressing what all the older players learn is that as much as you think you're ready and cool enough to work with these youngins, you're not, because it's amazing what a gap 50 to whatever Ashley is, like 24, 25 years old. And Ashley, I mean, to her, really, you see it through their eyes. And you remember when you were that age, how you thought I thought 50-year-old, oh my God, you're like damn near retiring, you're dead. And that's kind of how Ashley sees it. And she even says, I guess Rachel always says things like insane in the membrane. And Ashley's like, where did that come from? What is that? Who started that saying? Rachel says it. And Will's like, it was a song. It was like a pretty big song. But she goes, oh yeah, it was like one of her sayings from like the 80s, like totally tubular. I'm like, okay, first of all, slow down. Rachel's still a millennial, right? You're acting like she's like older Gen X who would be like more totally tubular as you're getting, you know, as you're like in high school and stuff, or I don't know. But slow your roll. Apparently Rachel's really 41. And Ashley says, no, Rachel's 40. And Mickey goes, she's TV 40. Just like I'm TV 30, Mickey said. But Will had to explain to her that because she's like, why do people always say that? Like Rachel has weird sayings. Like, who says insane in the membrane? That is not in my vocab. And Will says, I don't know, like late 80s, early 90s song. Yeah, Cypress Hill, insane in the membrane. I say it all the time. But it is those little pop culture references that can be such a divide. It can really show you where you stand when you're literally trying to communicate with people. And they're like, I don't know, what are you saying? That's so weird. She's like, I would never say that. I'm like, everyone my age, older millennials, Gen Xers, everyone, when you think insane in the membrane. In 1993, I was 13 years old. So that shit stuck with me. Insane in the brain, going insane, got no brain. Like that. And Will's trying to explain, like, yeah, that was a bop. That was a hit. And she's like, what is a song? It's so crazy. And then in that moment, I want to die because time goes so fast and you never think that. I remember my grandpa telling me that, R.I.P. Grandpa Wally. He was like, before you know it, just go. I'm like, yeah, right. This shit's taking forever. And now, once I hit like mid 40s, I was like, he is right. I'm just like, hello, darkness, my old friend. When nobody is getting your pop culture references, I was told recently, what word was I told that I need to stop using? A grip. Like if you're like, oh, he's got a grip of cars, or oh my God, that costs a grip. I think it was Busy Blue. Shout out to my friend Busy Blue. He's like, nobody. I'm like, I don't care if nobody says that. I'm still gonna say these things because that's a good ass word. A grip is a good word. Okay, he had a grip of time to do that. I'm not stopping. That's how my brain works. That's how I think. Jay says Ashley doesn't know what ish means. The girl didn't know. You should know Clark Kent was. Oh, Ashley. Yes, Naomi. Life goes on. Oh, long after the thrill is gone. Yes. It's just like, like or get a grip. That's a saying. But like a grip. Or if someone says, you got ganked or something, apparently I can't say that. Mm-hmm. Right? We know all of these things. You've never heard grip? What? Angie? Am I the only one? Put it in the chat if you've ever used that term or you remember that. Like, that's a grip of time. Oh my God. Or because I'm going to look up the term. Because I use that a lot. It has multiple meanings. It means obviously the act of holding something tightly, blah, blah, blah. But a grip, I need to do. Okay. You were a grip gal. Okay, you know a grip. I've heard of a grip. Okay. It's a grip of time. All right. Or like buku skrilla, like for a lot of money. Like, oh, buku skrilla. Like, oh man, he's gonna make buku skrilla. I don't care. I'm saying that forever. That's amazing. What better terms does anyone have nowadays than buku skrilla? You think Riz is better than buku skrilla? We mixed in a legit other language, being French, with buku and then skrilla. I don't know why skrilla is cash, but it is. Okay. You heard get a grip, Arno. God, you babies, you little babies. Little baby. Yeah, buku skrilla. Mm-hmm. Like buku like this. Let me spell it for you guys. Boo. Wait, is it like this? Boo. Is this the French spelling? I think this is the French spelling. Buku skrilla. I don't know. Maybe something's wrong with me. So people are like, I haven't heard that, Jolene. Yeah, get a grip is like calm the F down. But if you have a grip of something, you have a lot of something. Okay, maybe I'm gonna Urban Dictionary and make sure I'm even using all these years. I could be. No, it's a phrase used to express quantity, a large amount of something. There were a grip of people at the concert. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Buku. Okay, so there's also different. Or buku. You never heard grip? Okay. It's just this little zennial age group that I find myself in. Because there's so many terms I use that millennials are like, I don't know. And Gen Xers are like, I don't know. So that's that little zennial, which I think the zennials, I don't know why we have our own little thing, but maybe it's because we don't fit in. Zennials are a micro generation situated between Generation X and millennials, typically born between the late 70s to the early 80s. So 1977 to 1983. And those are the zennials. So zennial. Uh-huh. So we're going to keep saying, anyways, I couldn't believe she'd never heard Insane in the Membrane. But then I have to remember, oh yeah, I'm 45 and she's like 24. Even when Ava was talking about Will and Will going on the block, she was like, dude, and I think, or not Will, sorry, not Will. Ava was talking about Vince and Vince going on the block. She was like, dude, you're like 35 years old. You're a decade older than me, a decade. And the way Ava said that was like a decade is, and as you get older, a decade is nothing. You're like, oh, if someone says they're 55, I'm like, oh, I'm basically your age. There's something that happens as you get older. You're like, yeah, a decade, big deal. But to her, she's like, you're a decade older than me. You need to get it together. Okay. Like she was talking like you could be my grandpa. It was so funny. Nana has some good generation terms as well. So, yes. Thank you, Jenny. I'm 40 and I've heard all that lingo. Thank you. Naomi says I'm from the East Coast and she's from the West. I guess they don't call them catwalks out here. Oh, call what catwalks? That's true. It's because Jim says a decade at her age is like half her life. So that's the interesting thing. Savannah says, Jolene, you're like a decade older than me, but I still look at us as right. I mean, I look at you as younger because I've met you and seen you in person and you have the cutest little baby face. But yeah, I mean, 35, 45. Well, when I was 35 and someone would be like, you're 45, I'd be like, are you crazy? But now that I'm 45, I'm like, I don't care. Call me 55. Call me 65. Call me dead. I don't care. I'm still here. I'm still here. Yes, gag me with a spoon. I like to say gag me with a meth pipe, but that's just, I don't know. That's my weirdness. So yeah, so it is interesting. The age dynamic definitely comes into play. And even Ashley was like, I think it was Ashley was like, there should have been like older people. I mean, I guess there was an older person, Amy, she was 43. And I'm thinking, oh my God, 43, that is not old, but it is damn near dead in Big Brother. But there is this age gap in this social game where you have to live together where, you know, the younger people do look at it. So that's why when the older people come in the game going, I got kids their age. I know the lingo. I'm hip. It's like, no, you're not. To these people, you are their great grandparents. Totally. Oh, do I crimp or curl? I do a wave machine, which I don't love it. I just got it and my hair smells burned sometimes. And so I turned the heat down, but it still kind of smells burned. So I don't know. I have a hair appointment on Thursday. No, in 3 days actually. And hopefully my hair girl, Lexi, shout out to Lexi. She's awesome. She's not going to be like, you're missing half your hair in the back because I don't know what's going on. But sometimes I go to bed and I'm like, is something on fire? It's my hair. It is my hair. But I'm putting it at the setting they said you should for fine hair. But yeah, it's one of those wave thingies. I've never had one. And I got one recently because I thought, fun. And then I think I might be burning my hair off. But I digress. Okay. So, little fun things that you see on the feeds. I'll put together a little short compilation of the age discussion. All right. So with all of this going on and the POV having been played and us having to wait till Monday to see if Zach is going to use this power. I imagine he will. And we will see today, throughout the day, how much campaigning goes on and how many people are trying to get Catherine to use her power of veto on them. I know that Vinny the Lip, plans to have this conversation with Catherine. Zach, I assume, would not, unless he is trying to not have to give away his 10K, which might as well try. Let's see. As far as renoms go, so this looks like, so if he uses that, it looks like Ava's going to have to do 2 renoms because, no, just 1, unless it gets used on somebody, unless Catherine decides to use it on somebody. She'll have to do 1, and it looks like it's going to be Morgan. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. Morgan is just, she's annoying me, and I hate it because I wanted to, let me love you, Morgan. I wanted to love her, but she's doing too much, you know, and playing for Vince and Zach. And I just, and what happened during Mickey's HOH, I'm just like, Morgan, she's another one. She's like, they're coming for me. And it's like, girl, you haven't won anything. I don't know what you're talking about. But there's a good chance she could get voted out. Next to Vinny, we'll see. And it all depends who takes themselves off for the BB Butt Blaster, which I hope Keanu does. Keanu was talking about throwing it, but I don't think he's going to do that. I'm like, don't be dumb, Keanu. Okay? At this point, Keanu going home to me would be a waste of time. I need, if Morgan or Vinny are put up as the renoms, in my opinion, one of them need to go. Preferably Vinny, but Morgan can go too. She can go for sure. Like I'm over it now. I've had it with Morgan, and she has like this. She also had another cringy. I'm just like, I want to shake her. Like, I'm embarrassed for her as a woman over the age of 30. She told Zach that she was so mad at him because he told her that she would be the first hug that he gave once he was done with his punishment. But I guess he hugged Kelly first. So she's like, I'm so mad at you. And then she's picking up his snot rags. And I'm like, girl, I can't. My freaking perimenopause self is not, everything's pissing me off. So that's definitely pissing me off. Yes, Michelle, thank you for the $5 more. She says, Morgan needs to go. You need to go. You need to go by noon today. All right. It's time we got to get a Miss Felicia here because she does. Honey, you got to go. You got to go by noon today.
Oh, like half of you got to go. You got to go by noon today.
We got the dog. Oh, y'all just set it up. Y'all set it straight to the office.
Yeah, we heard the dog.
You know who I never wanted to go? Mama Fee. I never wanted her to leave. I'd watch her on every season of Big Brother. I might be, maybe someone in the chat will say they are, but I think I'm Mama Fee's biggest fan. Honestly, I could watch her every damn season. She could make the dumbest, I don't care. I could watch her all day, every day. So Morgan just continuing to embarrass herself. Zach and Rachel are very tired now that his punishment has ended and they had to stay awake. And I think that was until like 7 a.m. They had to stay up. So Rachel was woken up not too long ago and she didn't get much sleep, which not good. But she did make some social game headway when it came to Zach, to where he's now like, Rachel's not so bad, right? Who knows when he wakes up? There were lots of talks about if it is Zach and Vince, which is crazy to talk about because most likely Zach's going to take himself off the block, but these people don't know that. He's going to take himself off with this power. But there was a lot of push toward Zach going. And then all of a sudden it switched and Mickey started talking about wanting Vince gone. And I'm like, they're just, they're always, always something going on. Always something. Mickey's constantly changing her mind or work that, or I think it was wanting Vince. No, she wants Vince to stay now. So it was, I think I said that wrong. Because when I said it, I was like, that didn't make sense, Jolene. So it was supposed to be Vince is going. Rachel's been really pushing this. Vince, you got to go. You got to go by noon today. And then Mickey's like, what if we keep Vince? All Rachel had to do was be gone for a little bit. Because Mickey was talking to this with, I think, who she thinks is her final three, which is Riley and Catherine, which if you watch the three of them together, it's very weird. I feel as though I'm watching some kind of TLC throuple show. I honestly think Mickey has the hots for Riley, and no one can convince me otherwise because none of her decisions make any sense, especially when it comes to this man. And she did say he looked like Brad Pitt, so I think she's really thinking that way. But she was talking to them and seemed to be in the get Vinny out. And then it was, let's save Vinny. And I'm like, so now Rachel, when she wakes up, when she's woken up, but when she, gets her coffee in her and stuff, she's going to have to undo a lot of conversations that Mickey has went around the house and done, trying to convince people that the better move is to keep Vince till jury. What?
I am disappointed. I am pissed off. I am highly upset.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I'm just like, what? Rachel's got to do so much damn work to keep this little group together. You got the core four. You got Ava, Will, Mickey, and Ashley. And then you got Rachel in as a 5. And you got Morgan, who's just basically aligned with Mickey. And as well as her guys that are on the block, but also Mickey's talking shit about her, but yet Mickey then will try to kind of save her. Someone posted a picture of Mickey staring at the memory wall, and they're like, Mickey deciding which one of her allies to target next week or this week. Let me share the picture. And it was so funny because it's so true. I don't understand Mickey. I feel like someone gave her like a dum-dum pill. I thought she was doing pretty decent in the beginning. I was like, yes, Mickey. And then once she was HOH, I don't even know who this woman is. I'm so sorry to this woman. I don't know who she is. Yeah, Ava didn't like that pitch at all because Ava's like, no, if we have a chance to get Vince, we get Vince. Oh my gosh. Ashley talked to Will and said that that Mickey is doing her own thing, but she gets mad at us when we do our own thing individually. Will's like, the audacity, which is kind of what Mickey's argument about Morgan was. So Morgan and Mickey are like two of the same, birds of a feather. They make the same mistakes in this game. They have this like kind of guy pick-me energy where they want to be associated with certain men in the house, Mickey being Riley, and obviously Morgan being Vince and Zach. And they, are okay with targeting their allies. Like, it's really strange. And then they want to do what they want to do and talk to who they want to talk to. But if people they're working with talk to other people, then it's a problem. Very controlling. That could be. Morgan's stupidity in this game is contagious, Killian said. Oh my gosh. Morgan tried Rachel and now is talking to her with her tail between. Oh, I can't wait to watch that. Oh my God. I hope I'm on the right camera. I'm recording it. Don't tell the people. Okay. So Ashley and Will talk about Mickey having side deals with everyone. Ashley says, anyone I say I'm close to, she'll want to get out. So Ashley said, I'm going to say I'm close to Catherine. So she'll want to get her out. Because Ashley was like, you trust Catherine? And Mickey goes, yeah. She's like, but like for real? Yeah. Lauren and Morgan talking, saying if we're all safe, I think we can get the numbers. If Vinny goes up, this is pre-noms, because I wasn't able to talk to you guys yesterday. if Vinny goes up, we can get the numbers to save him. And it's like, no, I don't think that's going to happen. Apparently, Rachel told Ava that Vince wouldn't even look at her. So after Vince was like complaining and crying to Rachel, I'm like, let's start over. Can we start over? I'm sorry, I voted out your friend. Then he went on the block and he said to Rachel, thanks a lot. He's such a crybaby, my God. Lauren. Okay, so Ava has been very protective of Lauren. She's like, I don't want to put Lauren up. I don't want to put Lauren as a renom. But if, for some reason Catherine does use the veto, she might have to put up Morgan and Lauren. But Lauren's going around telling people that she'll nominate if she wins HOH again. With God forbid, I cannot take another slow talking week of a Lauren HOH going, yeah, I don't, it's hard. I'm not sure. She said she would nominate Ava, Ashley, and Keanu with a Rachel backdoor. So someone needs to get this information back to Ava, because I don't think anyone has told her. And I'm like, what? She's like, I would nominate Ava, Riley, I would nominate Ava, Ashley, and Keanu with the Rachel backdoor. This is similar to Ava letting Mickey know about the Bond alliance, and Mickey then going to tell Morgan about this. Like, hey, these guys that we're so bonded to, we're in a whole nother alliance that they didn't tell us about and weren't looking out for us. Because remember, the bond was Adrian, Ava, Lauren, Vince, Will, and Zach. And then Lauren put up, 2 of her alliance members. So the bond was broken. But that information was good for Ava to share, because then Mickey went and told Morgan. But even when Mickey first told Morgan this, they were out on the hammock, I believe, late at night having a conversation. Morgan was like, oh my God. I mean, we tell them. Oh, wow. Well, Mix, maybe they did this and they made this alliance so that they could protect us. I'm sorry, what? That is the stupidest thing. Maybe they just did that whole alliance and didn't tell us with Adrian, Ava, Lauren, and Will, because really they wanted to protect us.
Shut up. Shut up.
Morgan makes no sense. She makes no sense. So she was already trying to make excuses for them not being completely transparent. Because if Morgan thinks that Zach and Vince are her number ones in addition to Mickey or whatever, and now they're in that 4-some melting pot, which is, I don't think it's really a thing. It was when Mickey was HOH, when they needed her, and now they don't give a shit, unless they're trying to get her vote again this week. But they're already noticing things about Mickey, and that she might not want either one of them there. So Morgan being like, yeah, maybe they'll mix. It was to save us. Morgan, I need you to wake up and stop. They're going to prioritize everyone. They've already went and they're prioritizing Lauren, and they're even prioritizing Kat and Riley over you. They're making deals all over. Ava says it in her speech, which I can't wait to hear tonight, about Vinny's hands being in all the pots. And Zach, he lies too. Josh D, thank you so much for the super chat. Josh says, Catherine's moms after Riley and Catherine kissed said Riley will never be part of their family. Her family needs to be at the finale and tell Catherine what we all see and get a restraining order. I saw that. So apparently Catherine's family has entered the chat when it comes to her and Riley's relationship. Catherine's aunt, allegedly, let me show you. Someone had a screenshot of this. Again, I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know for sure. I haven't asked this woman, are you in fact her auntie, but it looks pretty legit. And apparently someone took this screenshot because it's she is someone that Catherine is following. And this woman says, nope, Kat is family, my niece. Love is not in the air, full stop. So I mean, I don't blame them. If the family's watching, Godspeed getting her away from that weird man. He is so weird. I started putting together a little compilation. They had another late night talk, you guys, and it was so creepy. And this man is weird and obsessed and doesn't really listen to her and infantilizes her. And yes, they did kiss. And how dare BB Unlocked not let us see the feeds because they were waiting to show us the kissing. Did you guys watch? I watched part of BB Unlocked. I'll be honest, that episode, I wasn't a fan. I feel like there's so much potential there, but something with CBS in this show, they just don't put the time or money into it. I feel like it really could have been something. But as I was watching this kiss, yeah, if you missed BB Unlocked, Riley and Catherine kissed, excuse me. Oh my God, I'd be sick. And they showed it, and Jerry O'Connell was he was the guest. He had a Team Keanu shirt on, and he's like, and Derek, I was actually happy that Derek's reaction was like, Derek, they showed it, and he was like this. He was like, that man is a detective. Okay, Daddy Derek is like, I've seen suspects like that. Like, he's like, not good. I don't know if maybe Taylor's trying to be nice. Maybe they paid Taylor to do this, but she was like watching it. There is no way the Taylor I watched on BB24 would think that is cute. CBS did something. They must have said, here's a little bonus. Can you smile when it's on there and not vomit? She was like, I was like, Taylor, no. Maybe she was holding back being sick. I think it's just because it's her job now. And so I don't know, but I was like, no. But this man, he's so creepy. He basically has like pouty crybaby fits because Catherine has set a boundary, like, yes, they've kissed, but she doesn't want to sleep in the same bed with him. So I don't know if they slept in the same bed last night, but they hadn't been, and he'd been begging every night. And when he doesn't get his way, he shuts down and gives her like the silent treatment. I guess you gotta go to bed alone. She's like, it's just my boundaries. Like he keeps pushing past her boundaries. Like, you want to sleep with me? I'm shocked too. I feel like this is to the point where he is like, with his relentless pressuring, it's almost like beating her down to the point where she's like, okay. And with his constant love bombing, she's questioning in her own head, like, is this something? And then you add horniness to it. I don't know. But here, let me just play a little. I started putting together a compilation of this. Let's see. But there's so many minutes. And this is from, I'm going to need to zoom in. This is from August. Oh my God. How the hell do you see things when you're older? August 9th. What is it today? So, no, this isn't from last night. Or early morning, August 9th. Thank you, William. William says, I think I'm Team Keanu. I wish I had half the delusional. Me too. I would love it. Thank you, Davina. Jolene, you know grip because you just light skin. LOL, you definitely invited to the girl. Thank you, Davina. I am like vampire skinned, but yes, thank you so much. Okay. So here's some of them, okay?
I guess lay out here.
So she's like, what are you going to do? And he's like, I guess lay out here.
I guess lay out here.
You're not ready for bed?
Not anymore.
Why not?
Because I've got to go to bed by myself.
So she's like, oh, you're not ready for bed anymore? No anymore. Could go to bed by myself. Oh my God. Dude is crying on his boner. I can just like the grown man begging and getting mad and pouting because she's like, I don't want to sleep in the same bed with you. Like, that's my boundaries. Like, I kissed you. Okay. Sometimes we hold hands, but I just don't want to do that. She's like, I get better sleep by myself. And you're like, don't go to bed with me.
So I guess I gotta lay in there until I get tired. Lay right here until I get tired.
You're not tired?
Not anymore. I got woke up
By what?
by you.
And this is just her just staring at him as he's like, he's pouting. Pouting. Big baby. He's a big baby.
Don't you think it's so crazy that you're not allowed to pick me up?
Yeah.
So Catherine has a way about just changing the subject. See, are you hungry for tacos? Don't you think it's so crazy that you can't pick me up? So then they have a conversation about why Big Brother, every time they like play around or like they try to pick each other up, Big Brother says no. And I'm like, clearly they didn't see BB19 with Christmas, Abbott, and that cowboy guy. And he dropped her. And she's like, it would be like I'd fall 3 feet. Nothing would happen. It's like, talk to Christmas about that. Remember, she had to get a whole ass surgery. And then they let her vote on pain meds. They just should have evicted that chick from the game. When then it'd be a different world if Christmas Abbott would have just had to leave when she fell off of Cowboy Boy's back. And that was such a bad season. So bad. So they have this little conversation, and then he's like, actually, you could break your arm, because he knows everything and he will explain it to her.
1 feet.
I know how to fall.
He's like, you could, unless you know how to fall, you could break your arm even 1 feet. Not 1 foot, you guys. 1 feet.
Yeah, but if you didn't know how to fall.
But I know how to fall.
Yeah, if you didn't know how to fall.
Then yeah, probably.
Somebody that I really actually see myself spend the rest of my fucking life with.
Then he tells her, it's kind of out of order, but he says, you're somebody that I really see myself spending the rest of my life with. Sir, I'm going to need Catherine's family to start filing the TPO, the temporary restraining order. Like right now, just all you got to get her signature. You can see the reasons, have her agree to it if she's got to rewrite it, but just start the paperwork. Okay?
Let's stop and think about what you were saying. What are you talking about?
And then she sits there in silence, like, oh, someone you can spend the rest of your life with. Oh, okay, cool.
I love whenever we laugh together. Whenever we get in these kind of talks together, you know. I love like every little moment that we have together. I really, really do.
Oh my God.
You absolutely make me the fucking happiest man in the world, Catherine. I mean that. And I need you. You're not just something I want. Something I'm just somebody I just want to hang out with or whatever. I need you.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then again, she sits there like, and it's crickets, says nothing. He's like, I need you. You're not just something I want. I need you. I need you. Like water, like blood in my veins. I need you.
Every day.
I need him. He needs her every day.
Not just in this damn house.
Not just in this damn house. Sir, you should need your baby. Aren't you having a baby, allegedly? Oh my God. Be needing the baby. Be needing to pay child support. That's what you be needing to do, is win the game. He's about to throw the game away for Catherine when he allegedly has a whole baby he needs to take care of.
When I'm in here, I don't think about being in here. I just think about being with you.
Creepy. Okay, it is someone and they know where I live.
Stalker. Again, she sits there for an even longer period of time just staring at him like, okay.
I really care about you.
Lord have mercy.
It is like so bad, you guys.
Okay.
She's quiet again because she doesn't know what to say. Because it's weird. I barely know you, bro.
I'm doing, I want to. I want to be here for you. I want to get in people's heads for you. I want to fucking get blood on my hands for you. I do. I want to. I don't have to.
I know.
I feel like I have to.
I don't feel like you have to do that.
It's so creepy.
There's going to be times where I need you. There's going to be times where I rely on you. It's not always going to be fucking rainbows and butterflies on my part.
Yeah.
There's going to be times where I need you to fucking get.
Did he just quote Maroon 5? It's not always rainbows and butterflies. It's compromise. It moves. Like, oh my gosh, that makes sense.
Out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be times where I'm hanging my head low.
It would be kind of iconic if Kat did use her veto on Keanu. It wouldn't be great for Ava, but then it would guarantee that the House couldn't flip and just vote Keanu out. And then she'd have to put up Lauren too. Lauren and Morgan and Vince. And I'm okay with all of them going home. All of them. Danny says, I'll do anything for you until you get pregnant, and then I'm out. And then I'm going to go on a TV show, allegedly. Okay.
You pick me fucking up. Where I'm overthinking.
Me too,
You
Tiffany.
walk me through that shit, you know? There's going to be times where I really, really need you in this game. So I don't need you to think like that. We have each other. You help me. I help you. We get through each and every single day, day by day.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think too far ahead of. Don't think anything behind us. Keep clear mind, full focus. Because I'm going to need you, Catherine. It's not just me doing this alone. It's me and you.
So Catherine had the audacity to just kind of, vent to him in the game. She had a moment of weakness. She's like, I just need to say this. I don't believe it, but I just need to say that this is before she won the veto. Then the next day she goes and wins the veto. She just needed, this is her confidant. Unfortunately, at this time, this person and Lauren are her confidants in the game. And she just needed to say, hey, I feel as though, I'm just not doing anything. I'm not winning anything. And, I don't want you to feel like you're like pulling me along or whatever. And Riley took this and was like, no, you're not. And she's like, no, I know. And then he was like mansplaining her feelings to her. And she's like, no, I know. I don't want you to feel like I'm just doing everything for you. And it was just his way to be able to tell what a great guy he is and how I don't care if I have to drag you to the end. I don't care. Okay, you do enough. I'm proud of you because you're my woman. And then again, he says about 50 million times, you're my woman. That's my woman. Again, the property, you're mine. And you're mine. And you're so fine. And you're my woman. Yeah, Gloria, all right. Where are you? But she's just like, no, I know. And then he goes on and on about, I'm not. Just because I'm doing everything and winning everything, just because I had to convince people to keep you. These are like things he's saying. That does not make me feel any differently. You're my woman. You're mine. My woman. Mine. And I'm like, oh my God. Right, Jay? So when people are like, no, Jolie, I'm like, no, it's weird. It is freaking weird and it's freaking scary.
Trust me on that. I know you're a competitor. I know you can win.
Thank you,
and
Josh.
At some point, I'm going to need you.
At some point, I'm going to need you. I'm going to need you to cuddle with me. Because this boner ain't going to go down on its own. Okay. Josh D, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much.
It don't have to be right now. We're not in trouble right now. We're good. When you get in trouble, I'll help you. You know?
Okay.
When I get in trouble.
Yeah, wait till Kat finds out about his alleged baby and baby mama. I don't even know if I don't think he's mentioned it on the feeds yet.
When that comes, I need you to fight for me. And I know you will. I know you will. Okay? We're a team. It's me and you. It's not just me. It's not just you. It's me and you.
And this is the showmance they're trying to make look like, oh my God, how romantic. Oh, it's freaking creepy. It's not a showmance. It's like a creepmance. And the fact that they included this on BB Unlocked, but haven't included any of their creepy conversations, any of Riley pushing Kat beyond her boundaries and not stopping, even when she's like, those are just my boundaries. At one point, she was like, I let you, touch me everywhere else, just not in bed. And I was like, oh God.
Maybe you start thinking like that. Because here in a few weeks, whenever my ass starts fucking making some big moves or whatever.
From hell.
People start coming after me. Whatever the hell happens. Hopefully not.
Rika PDX, yes. This is some total Darvo shit. And I think because I deal with this so much covering shows on Bravo and the Bravo narcissistic men, Joleen, the narc slayer, is coming out. And I can't look past it.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
She is the narc slayer. Some covert shit going down. People are like, that's so sweet. No, it's scary. It's creepy. But I don't like it. What? Are you serious? Now I gotta check out these damn feeds. Did they just have a big fight? They want to put Morgan on. Well, we know they want to put Morgan on the block. Let me see what we got going on here. Real time updates. Okay. Okay, Mickey and Morgan are talking in the boxing gym.
The thing is, I just don't know what Rachel wants. I get she wants to be final 3, but
Mickey's like, I don't get what Rachel wants.
How are you supposed to work with people if you don't talk to anyone? She didn't give me shit, and I'm gonna accept it. No, she only talks to Ashley and Will.
Oh, Morgan says she only talks to Ashley and Will. She doesn't talk to anybody.
Like her and a dog, but we don't talk game. So
yes, Jillian, I feel that way.
She's not gonna reveal her cards. She would never do that. Well then, because I feel like okay, you're keeping me close because I never put you up.
How does Morgan know that she's being considered? I missed a lot. Both are in different rooms talking about each other. Let's see what Rachel's saying. Because Morgan is the Lulu. Let's go to camera 4. Camera 4. Rachel is in the HOH room talking to Ava, I believe.
And Mickey the other night was telling me, I told you Mickey was like, we gotta keep Vince and we have to vote on Zach. Oh my God. I know.
Oh.
I was like, why would we vote on Zach?
Because Rachel now is on to their new plan where they're like, oh, we're going to vote out Zach and not Vinny. And Rachel's like, why would we do that? Vote out Zach. We're going after Vince.
Like Morgan, since the beginning, has had her claws. And Vince.
Oh, shit. Rachel is about to get Morgan. You about to lose your job, Morgan.
Honestly.
In the Big Brother house. So Ava's going to let Catherine lead the conversation about what she wants to do with her power of veto.
That's it. And let her lead it.
So they're going to try to get Keanu off the block. Possibly.
I'm letting her lead it. She won the veto.
Rachel is cooking.
I'm not going to say, I think we should really do this crazy game. I've fucking done enough.
Vince would be the biggest player to get out at this point.
As much as I agree that Morgan is the problem.
Oh my gosh.
Well, look, if Catherine would want to use it, then there you go. But if not, like you said, you don't want to be a bigger target. I've done enough. And I have a feeling Catherine may not want to put a target on herself too by using it. Because that makes it really fun.
We'll see.
Bada bing, bada boom. And then, what did Ava and Catherine talk about? Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Most likely, the noms will stay the same. Yeah.
Did I?
Right, Catherine would have to pick who she wanted.
They're assuming Ava's assuming the noms will stay the same because she doesn't think that Catherine will want to
I don't think she's going to use on Zach. The only person left is Vinny.
use it and put a target on her back. Let me see if I caught
Why is he?
any of
the house.
Let's see if I got any of the end recording of Morgan versus Rachel. Okay, let's see, guys.
I'm not middle. I'm not scared hard. Somewhat, but yeah.
I don't.
I guess. Well,
I think it was probably while I'm recording it right
in the
now.
hot tub.
There was nothing before that. Okay. So, all right, it does look like Morgan and Mickey are in one room, Rachel and Ava are in another room, discussing what will go down. Oh my gosh. Who do you think will win America's Favorite Player? Ty says so far, I think Ava. I think Ava has with Ava's edits she's getting too of like these like funny little things. They did something on BB Unlocked as well with Ava and her little sayings and stuff. But so it could be. Yeah. Kelly thinks it's her. I think Raleigh thinks it's him. If they keep the showman's edit going and they don't show really what Riley's like, I would not be surprised if America voted Riley America's Favorite Player because they don't really know what's going on. Shine says Morgan going up regardless of veto use because Zach uses power. So Morgan is going up for sure. But interesting if they want to try to get Catherine to get Keanu, pull Keanu, then they would put Lauren up, but that just seems unnecessarily messy. Now, if Zach doesn't use his power, then the nominations would stay the same unless they had already talked Catherine into, but I don't know. So, right? I could see America doing that though. I'm gonna cry. Well, didn't Cameron win America's Favorite Player? And we were like, was it Cameron? Who won BB25 America's Favorite AFP? Yeah, Cameron. That was not my pick. God bless, but that was not my pick. Oh, with Nurse Kim, she's so funny. It could happen in the future. You never know. Does she watch Big Brother? Rachel has to convince Keanu to ask Kat for the veto. Yes. Yeah. And then what's his face? Military Man won season 19. So there's been a lot of, the casuals usually will lead the vote when it comes to America's Favorite Player, AFP. So if you think about it, like who voted for the goo thing? That goo thing that they showed on Unlocked was so dumb. Who's the worst dressed? Okay, first of all, no. They need to be having, if you're going to have these little polls, have it where maybe kind of like what they did in, was it BB19 when they would have people vote on who they wanted to send stuff to or something for people to get a feel for how America is feeling about them outside of the house. But then that could also go awry because if we're leaning on the casual vote, it won't reflect, what's happening on the live feeds and what's really going on in the house, which is interesting. But those kind of votes might get more people who are feedsters and stuff to vote. I don't know, but like what a waste of our time and turning off the feeds so that you can do some dumb segment where you say Rachel dresses ugly. Okay. Well, what is this? This isn't Project Runway. This isn't RuPaul's Drag Race. Like who gives a shit? And then also the showman's kiss. Like they literally turned off the feeds. We didn't get to see the aftermath of the HOH right away on the feeds because they had the feeds down for BB Unlocked so that they could get, I assume, these little segments. And they would be the first to show Riley and Catherine kissing, but nobody wants to see that. Not even Catherine's family, allegedly, which is crazy. Like it just doesn't matter. We don't care. We don't care like that. Okay, now Rachel and Ava are going to try to get Vince out. Let's hope. Vince should be the target at this point. Hey, producer Cordelia. Vince should definitely still be the target. You can't leave Mickey alone for too long with this stuff because Mickey will fudge it up. Her and Morgan, they got to go. They got to go by noon today. And I never thought I'd say that. Honestly. It is painful to watch Mickey's logic in this house. And I go, what happened to week 1, 2, and 3, Mickey? Mickey, you were so fine, so fine. You blew my mind. And now you're like blowing my mind in a bad way. I don't understand it. Let's see. Yeah, Vinny he's been constantly talking about, like I said, it's too early for him to be on the block. It's not too early for any of the people he put on the block or the people he was up in their HOH room, like Lauren's HOH, and put those other people on the block. They could go on the block, but he's special. He's different. And this is how you raise children that think it's totally okay to be unemployed and living with their parents at 35 and not wanting to get a job because you raise them to think they're that special, that everyone should be doing everything for them. And also, it's just too early for me, but not for everybody else. Just so entitled. Vinny's game is so entitled. And if anything, Rachel's going to fight hard to get him out because he's scared shitless of Rachel, but he's putting salt in her game and he's coming for her. Morgan, same thing. I feel like I've been fighting. She actually said this for my life since week 1. Morgan, when were you on the block? Besides probably this week. But before then, the people that had the agency and the power are they're crumbling. They're falling apart, which is very interesting to watch go down. Again, Riley has completely turned when he was talking to Catherine, like in those clips, what Catherine was saying about her own feelings and being a little vulnerable to him, and made it about himself, very narcissistic way. And he becomes the victim of like, you're not happy that I saved you. You're not happy that I was working for you. You don't even want to sleep in the bed with me. Like very manipulative, very covert narcissist, like just gross. How he flips on himself. And then he said multiple times, I want everybody in the world to know that you're mine. You're mine. That's weird. He also got upset with her because he feels like Catherine doesn't like him as much as he likes her. Yeah. Because it's the way you like her is creepy unhealthy. People were tweeting at CBS Big Brother saying the CBS Big Brother staff either doesn't understand what coercive abuse looks like, or they are actively choosing to ignore it. Either way, it's inexcusable. So people were calling out CBS during this conversation with Riley and Kat. Nikki continuing to throw her allies under the bus, you guys. I'm looking back at notes I was going to tell you guys yesterday. She's thrown out, the melting pot, obviously, her final 4, plus Ava. And it seems like she's doing it all to protect Catherine and Riley, which is insane in the membrane, as Rachel would say. Let's see. Yeah, Catherine had the opportunity to take the money or the trip, and money or a trip, and she took the veto. Mickey wants to, we talked about, wants to save Vince now. Keanu said, we both want Vinny here. If Catherine does not use the veto, I will throw the blockbuster. This is what he was saying previously to him so that he can stay. Morgan, Keanu. Morgan was actually going, Keanu, people aren't going to vote out Zach. It might have to be something you let go. Like she was like, don't do that. But now we know, they don't know, I should say, that Zach has this power and that he can easily just take himself off the block. And so that's not even going to be an issue. But the fact that Keanu was talking about throwing it for Vince, that's crazy. That would mean, I really got to get Vince out of here. Oh, and that he's so delulu that he's like, no, Zach would lose the vote. It's like, no, he wouldn't. Let's see. Zach gave Will the vacation to London. So Zach says Will told him if Kat uses the veto on Zach, he'll go up in his place. Apparently Will had said that. Vince, again, in his ranting and his entitlement and his crybaby boohooing, he said, Rachel's played 3 times and she's already won. Ava sleeps for 16 hours a day and Ashley doesn't know what the fuck is going on. I'm going to jump into oncoming traffic if I go home on Thursday. well, you might have to do that, sir. Also, the fact that he's like, Ashley doesn't know what's going on. Ashley has you guys clocked. And that's what you don't like. It's not that they don't know what's going on. It's that they know what's going on, her and Rachel. They have you clocked and you're pissed about it. And the fact that you're saying Ava sleeps 16 hours a day. So you're on the block because of Ava. Ava won a HOH. Whether you think it was easy for her or not easy for her, she's making moves and she put your ass on the block. So maybe just be like, game, recognize game, and try to go up there and work some deals with her so that maybe she could have a little sway to others and not vote you out. But no, you're just going to cry baby boohoo it. Be like, she doesn't deserve it. And Ashley doesn't. Ashley knows more of what's going on than you think. And the fact that you're underestimating her is a huge blind spot in your own game, sir. Let's see. Morgan is embarrassing. And yeah, and now we have what's going on in the feeds, which is crazy. So we'll see. We'll see. He's going to run into traffic, he says. God, if I go home, I hope he goes home in that egg suit. Oh my God, that'd be beautiful. Pre-jury too. I love the house guests who feel entitled and think they get to decide who gets to play and who doesn't get to play. And they start, believing their own hype. And they're like, I worked hard, I deserve this. And those are the ones that go home pre-jury. Oh, it makes my heart feel so good when that happens. So hopefully that'll be Vince, but we'll see. Tomorrow's going to be so interesting. The rest of today is going to be interesting. I'm going to be back after tonight's episode. So I'll be back at 6:15, you guys, Pacific time, because I'm going to watch it on the East Coast. Since I'm on the West Coast, I have to change my location, do a whole thing. But so we'll see the HOH episode, and I'll probably have more spoilers too as to what has been going down with these conversations. Now with Morgan being a renom and Rachel being back and being like, what happened? Now you guys think you're going to try to save Vinny? Oh, no. We're still going after Vinny. And then tomorrow's POV ceremony is going to be something. When Zach, I assume, uses his power. And then we'll see whatever happens with Catherine and the power of veto and what comes of it today. Right? Me too, Sean Renee. Me too. I really want it. Because he's just acting like that. So I want that so bad. You guys are all wonderful, beautiful pumpkin spice babies. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Don't forget to smash that like on your way out. Hit that subscribe. Share me with your friends, family, enemies, pets, sock accounts. Sub up so we can hit 50K. Shout out to my super chatters today. David, thank you so much for being a member for 4 months. Arno Stu 1, Liz S, Ronald Sprowell, thank you so much. Care Bear says, yes, I've been begging for you. Thank you, Care Bear. For years to have an astrology live. I did Jamie B's chart for him, and we have this. You have the same rising, Care Bear. Oh my goodness. That's why you guys get along. Michelle, thank you so much for the super chat. Josh D, thank you for the super chat and for pointing out the family stuff, because I almost forgot to bring that up. So thank you so much. William, thank you for the super chat. Davina, thank you for the super chat and inviting me to the cookout. Josh D, thank you so much for becoming a member. I think you might have become a member twice. So check your account. Make sure you weren't charged twice unless you just have that's the sort of thing you want to do, but make sure they didn't rip you off with that one. But I'll see you guys later tonight. Smash that like, comments on the video after it posts, and always remember to enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Bye. If you like what you see.